This conference will now be recorded.
So in this session, we'll do a BAPI, where we're creating a BAPI which can be used across which can be used as an interface to get an exchange of data. So basically, we have to first create a RFC enabled function module, RFC function module. So we need to create the RFC function module. So in this RFC function module, whatever we have to go ahead and first create it, and we are going to do it for. We are going to go ahead. We are going to go ahead with BKPF. BKPF is a table. So let's use the BKPF table and get the data in from it. Okay. So we are going to create a RFC function module, and then we are going to make use of the RFC function module in our program. RFC enable function module, and we are going to use it for uh, use it in the business object. So this function module, RFC enable function module, we are going to do it in SE37, and then we have to go ahead and go for this SE80 transaction. SE is SW01 transaction. We have to go for business object. SW01. In SW01, we'll have this business object we are going to create. So first and foremost, what we have to do is when we are creating a function module, the concept that we want to go ahead with is like we'd be giving something like so we will give the Bellner number. So based on the Bellner number, we'll get all the other things. Okay, so we'll be giving Bellner as an input. And we'll get the output from BKPF table. So BKPF fields, some couple of fields, we'll get it. Now what we need to do is we need to create this for Bellner as an input in the import parameters. We need to give it as something like we need to mention that as we need to create a structure or a data type of type Z BAPI underscore Bellner. This will be the input. So for input, we need to create the property Z BAPI underscore Bellner, and we need to create a structure here. We'll definitely need to create a structure here. The structure is Z BAPI underscore BKPF. These two structures we need to create in the SE11. So we have to go ahead and create this an SE11, and then we start using them in the SE37. So first and foremost, we have to go ahead with ZBAPI underscore Bellner. So let's go ahead with this BKPF table. We have this SW. Okay, so ZBAPI underscore Bellner is the field here, input field, and ZBAPI underscore BKPF is the structure. So let's create that, and then we'll make use of that in the SE37, and then we'll understand this next concept. Okay, so first and foremost, We have this BUKS builder. Okay, I'll be creating a both the cases. I'll be creating a structure right now, or we can also give for input. We can give it as a field, but yeah, you can give either way. I'll go for Z BAPI. The Z BAPI is important. Underscore builder. Create structure. No, we can give data element. So input for this input, right? So account number. Now here you can give it as a banner, but the data type which we'll be giving there should be of type ZBAPI. It should start with ZBAPI. Now we have this ZBAPI underscore banner. ZBAPI underscore banner. So here we have to go ahead with the ZBAPI underscore BKPF. Create. So we just created ZBAPI underscore BK that banner, which is a single field, which will be the input. The output would be in a structure format, right? So we should start with this one. So we'll treat it as a structure. So we just created this. This also must be started with SAP BAPI. We have done that. And this is the structure which we are going to make use of in our BAPI. Now we'll go ahead into the AC37 transaction. In the AC37 transaction, we should start the BAPI name also with SAP BAPI. So you can just remember that BAPI is very kind of a egoistic object, wherein like everything should start with BAPI, otherwise it will not accept. So it will not work actually. When we put this in the SWO1 business object, it doesn't work. We have to start everything with BAPI, only then it will accept. Okay, so ZBAPI underscore accounts. So as we know, we have to have a function group. I think we don't have the function group. I'll quickly create a function group here because we need to give it here. Navigator, go ahead and create a function group. The function group name need not start with setBAPI, but for our this thing anyways, we are creating a new one. So we'll start with setBAPI underscore FG. This will become an input parameter. And for the export parameters, we'll let us mention that in the tables we have BK IT BKPF type. Associated type is ZBAPI underscore BKPF. Like yes, ZBAPI underscore BKPF. In fact, like this one also we can put it as BAPI BKPF. Input parameters. Okay, let it be. So in the select statement, okay. So here what I'll do is I'll mention like this. S underscore Bellner, L underscore Bellner, H underscore Bellner means low value and high value. Based on that, we'll write the logic type ZBAPI underscore Bellner. Save it, rename. Okay, so it's called select. Those are fields. So greater than L underscore Bellner and lesser than H underscore Bellner. So we can give two values here. Based on two values, we can get the data here. Okay, so this function group needs to be activated. So let us do one thing. We'll come out of it and we'll continue. We'll directly activate that function group. This is done. So we can go ahead and check it. I'll give this lower value is 1000 and higher value is 9000. Let's see if we have the data for that. 24 entries are there. So we have got this. So now this is a normal function model, but what we need to do is we need to change the properties of it to make it as a RFC enabled function module. So for RFC enabled function module, the first and foremost thing that we have to do is we have to go to the attributes and we have to change it as remote enabled function module. So the moment we change it as remote enabled function module, it will throw an error. System will throw an error. It says reference parameters are not allowed in RFC. So what we have is we have to go ahead with import, and in this we have to go for pass by value. In the tables again we have to go for tables. We don't have to give anything, but here import parameters we have to give it as pass by value. Save, syntax check, activate. Now once it's been done, we'll go ahead and make use of that in our okay. So we can make use of this mm, in the business object which we do in the SW1 transaction. So let's go ahead and we'll create it as SW1 transaction. So in the SW1 transaction, we need to create a business object in which we'll create a ZBAPI underscore ACC create. Okay. Now here, what we just did is we just gave the object type as ZBAPI underscore ACC. You can give anything. And object type also we have given any name. Name also we have given any name. So description, account details, and program ZBAPI underscore accounts is what we've used. So super type, we don't have any super type here. We don't have any super type there. So we'll say okay. Super type is like if at all if you want to link this BAPI to that particular this thing, we'll see. We'll do that as a super class subclass kind of a relation. Now in this we'll have the methods. Will not by default these two methods will be there. By default, couple of interfaces, attributes, and all these things will be there by default. So we need to right click on this. We just need to add the BAPI RFC enable function model that we have done there. We need to add it here. For that, we need to select this, click on this utilities, API methods, add method. This is a step we have to go ahead and we just need to click on it. Utilities, API methods. And this we need to give the function model name that we have created there. ZBAPI. Okay, in search it's not coming, so we'll just better give it as a give it from there ZBAPI underscore ACC. Oh, return parameters has to be maintained, right? So there will be one BAPI return parameter needs to be there, which we need to maintain there. For every BAPI function module, we need to maintain a return parameter. So we'll go back in this object. So for every BAPI, there should be return parameters, which can be of which can be of type BAPI return or BAPI return 2 also will be there. So let me show you one thing like this one. So here you can see this, right? Return like BAPI RET2. So we have BAPI RET2, we have BAPI return also. So this is return parameters which we need to mention. So this is what we have to go ahead and you can check that in any of the BAPIs we will have it. So we'll have this return like this one Z BAPI this BAPI RET2. Okay, so then we'll go ahead with the object again. Select the methods, go to utilities, API methods, add method. Then we have to give that function model name. Say OK. Data type set BAPI underscore bellman. Cannot be used as methods. Okay. ZBAPI underscore bellman. This is actually the data element, right? Okay, we have created as data element. Now we need to create it as structure only. Okay, so it is expecting us to create this as structure. So instead of this as associate type ZBAPI Pelnet, it is expecting it as a structure. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and create it as a structure. So what is it? What it is expecting us, like Pelner, whatever we have. ZJ BAPI Pelner, create structure. Just one field called Pelner here. Pelner underscore D, because again Pelner will have a structure. Pelner underscore D. Let me check in the actual structure. Pelner underscore D. Okay. Okay, so we have this ZJ BAPI underscore Pelner. Okay, so we do have the data here. Let's go back and then maintain this now. So we'll go for utilities, API methods, add method, ZBAPI underscore ACC, continue. And this is how it should come. By default, it should create a method here. And this method is created by the system. We are not creating it. A ZBAPI ACC has been created by the system. And we have this name and description, whatever we gave there in the details which we are creating automatically will come here. We just need to click on this next step, and in this by default you will get these fields like the import parameters and export parameters. What are the import parameters, what are the export parameters, all these things will get it here. And then we need to click on this next step. If everything is perfect, only then all these things will be coming here, otherwise it will throw some error there. So do you want to now ZBAPI ACC is something which is a method that is generated by the system, and it is not yet been maintained or implemented. So method has to be implemented in a class, right? So we just system automatically generates one name of the method based on the existing old fields and all. So ZBAPI ACC not yet implemented. So yes. So you automatically get this green symbol here. It means that everything is done properly, and then we'll save it. Then we have to go for utilities, go to now we have to edit release status, object type to implement it, and then released. Object type we have to say this released, go to edit, released. Okay, actually we need to release the object and we need to release the type to release implemented. Object type status set to implemented. Okay, and then we need to go ahead and change release status object type to released. Okay, it's been released. So successfully this has been released now. So now once it's been released, actually this method and the object type both have to be released. Okay, so we need to generate this. So it is generated successfully. It means that once it's been generated successfully, it means that it is completed and we can execute it. And the moment we execute it, so here we can give this low value 1000, then high value 9000. Execute. We have 24 records. Click on it, and we'll have all these fields. So this was the creation of a BAPI, and this is a process to create a BAPI, customized BAPI. But if you go for standard BAPIs, we'll have a lot of standard BAPIs which we can, actually this business objects will start with bus. So we'll have a lot of standard business objects and a lot of standard BAPIs. So a business object can have multiple RFC enabled function modules which can be used there. So if you get into this company code get list, in this we'll have this ABAP. If you see here, we have this BAPI function module name. So if you double click on that, it will take us to that function module here. If you go for import attributes, it will like remote enabled. Import parameters we don't have. So this BAPI return is mandatory actually. So if you define in tables, it is BAPI RET2. But if you declare it as a structure here, we have BAPI return. So we use BAPI. We used in our business object. We used BAPI RET2, which actually we need to declare it in the tables. Okay, this completes the creation of a BAPI, a simple BAPI in which we have just passed the parameter and we got the output. But other than that, we can have a lot of operations in the business object. But the major advantage of business object is that it can be used in from it can be called from any other system, and the calling system might need not be a SAP system as well. It can be some different software system, but still we can call the BAPI. That's the advantage of BAPI. So no other objects can be called from some external softwares, but just only the BAPI can be called from external softwares. Okay, so this completes the creation of BAPI.